Hello once more and welcome back. For those of you who were just with us previously, you'll recall that I had recently found, actually I can't auto-travel there for some reason, had recently found this absolutely lovely looking sword here, which appears like it was blessed by the Shining One and therefore has some holy properties. The problem was that it's located on a teleport trap, surrounded by stone walls that can't be destroyed by any means I possess or am likely to possess in the future. For comparison's sake, my current sword deals 4 less damage than it, and the scimitar deals 3 less damage than it, and God only knows what other awesome properties it has. So, here's what we're going to do in order to try to retrieve it. I recently acquired a ring of teleportation control. I am going to use my wand of teleportation on myself and attempt to teleport inside that little box. I will probably miss the first few times, but eventually I'm bound to get it. So, activating on myself. Teleport to here. It put me on the other end of the dungeon. That wasn't minor teleport miss, that was very major. Again. Okay. Put me here. I'm starting to think that this is just not as accurate as I would like it to be. The teleport traps that I tested this on the floor below were much, much more accurate. One more attempt and then I'm going to stop, because I don't want to waste all of my teleports on this. Yeah, it clearly doesn't, I mean, it's not even taking me the same direction, so I guess this teleport is not nearly as fine controlled as I'd like it to be. No matter, let us proceed as we had been before I was bedazzled by this beautiful, beautiful looking crystal sword. And who knows, maybe some future means that I haven't yet thought of, that I haven't yet considered will be provided. Or, you know, I'll get gifted a sword that makes this one look like crap. That happens too. Holy swords work miracles against imps, demons, and evil things like those. He actually picked up my wand of lightning by the looks of it. Cheeky little thing. Yeah, see how close these teleports are landing me? I'm actually landing almost exactly where I choose. Alrighty. Anyway, this floor is clear, so on we go. This looks like a very distinctive place. I see red devils. I assume that they are hot, yep, and susceptible to cold. Well, since I intend to melee the suckers, let's wield my cold blade. Just like your mother, can't take a punch. Don't know where that quote is from, but I found it hilarious. I think it was Family Guy, actually. Alrighty. 3 hits, 3 kills, just the way I like it. It's a vampire, so we'll use Holy. Fire elementals, so freezing. But I should warn you, the presence of these fire elementals tells me that it's very possible that a certain unique monster that has killed me before is on this floor. His name is, oh, Hellhounds. There he is, it's Azrael. That's exactly whom I was worried it was. And I've never met an Eye of Devastation. A slow, levitating, immune to enchanted eyeball. Alright, this is just a very hard fight, no matter how you slice it. So what I'm going to do is back up a square. And now that I have them all on a line, and all of them are hot monsters except the Eye of Devastation, which I don't know of, I'm going to hit them all with a Blast of Cold, and then another follow-up. And hopefully I can get some kills to thin their numbers, as well as deal a little bit of damage to Azrael to soften him up before I have to actually fight him. Notice that the Eye is taking serious damage here. Ugh, crap. I think it's worth recharging my ice wand here, just to continue blasting them. There's one down. There's two down. There's 3 and 4 down, and now it's just me and Azrael has decent skills, but I'm not too scared of him because I can still blink away if I need to. So let's go ahead and trade shots one more time. Damn, that thing ran out already? And I'm covered in fire, so heal up once. That doesn't get rid of the fire, unfortunately. Turn on heroism. Yeah, heroism. And kill the Hellhound. Now it's just one-on-one, and I have a lot more health, and there we go, he's dead. Previously, when I fought him, I've had a lot less going for me than that. One time I descended a staircase and had to fight him immediately, and that pretty much ended my character. Let's see now. There are 2 monsters coming at me. I want to attack the Hydra first, but it's hiding behind this undead creature. Just given the way they're approaching me, there's no way I'll be able to target the Hydra with my ranged attacks first. So I'm just going to back away nice and slow, see what opportunity presents itself. Try and split them up like that. At the very least, now I've managed to get all the way to the staircase. So let's go ahead and wield my anti-undead blade, or my holy blade. They're both dead. Let's go with my longbow now. That way, if I do see the Hydra again, I can punch him. Hey, we found the corpses. I guess I will get to burn these corpses after all. There he is. Let's just not take any chances and requiver dispersal. Yeah, notice that the dispersal arrow did not drop on the ground at all. I'm starting to really think that dispersal always mulches, which makes sense given, you know, what it is, but... Cold and poison resist. Well, it's a white, which means let's use the anti-demon blade. You see why I was so excited when I got the demon blade now, huh? Or the anti-demon blade. The holy blade. Because there's just so many undead and otherwise unearthly creatures that roam the lower levels of the dungeon. Just as useful as poison is earlier in the game, where, you know, every other enemy is susceptible to it, and so Mephitic looks so awesome. That's about how effective this is later on. It's a Cyclops zombie. Well, it's a zombie, you know what that means. Holy Blade! Its Wand of Cold is empty, so let's drop it, and Wand of Frost is useless, so we'll drop it. Ordinary dragon hide. That can be turned into dragon armor later on if I so desire. More arrows, but at this point in the game I have probably enough arrows to last until I will die. Ooh, it's a skeleton. You know what that means. Holy Blade. Ooh, what is a Snorg? It's a hairy troll. Nothing more. Well, trolls aren't that scary, so Snorg isn't that scary by extension. And why am I using this? I should be using something poisonous against these guys. Let's wield my elven longbow and quiver up some poisonous arrows. I should have some. I have several. I have 3 tiers of them, in fact, so I'll use the ones that I haven't identified yet. That way, any creature I hit will stop regenerating for a while the poison sinks in. And remember that poison comes in tiers, so if I land multiple hits, then it's possible that they'll be even more poisoned. And I'll just rely on Mephitic to keep them off me. And boosting my, to hit value is never something I'll complain about either. Normally you want to focus down your targets, right? But because I'm spreading poison, my attitude's a little different. It's more like spread the poison to as many enemies simultaneously as you can. Now I'm focusing him down because he's the unique, and uniques generally require a little bit more attention. Alrighty, that should do it. Let's go ahead and butcher all these, or sack all these corpses except the troll. I will cut him up and eat him. Heh, it's funny, he leaves behind a special troll hide named Snorg. I actually wonder if there's any advantage to wearing troll leather armor made out of the hide of Snorg, as opposed to generic troll leather armor, like what I'm wearing now. Not something I'm concerned about immediately, but it's something worth a learn DB or a Googling later. And who knows, maybe it's an advantage to be had. It's Rupert. Rupert is a bad-mannered man who likes roaring a lot. Nothing else of consequence, not invulnerable to Mephitic, so let's lure him into a nice open chamber. And attempt to Mephitic him. He should not be whoa! He's no longer Mephitic. That did not last very long at all. Well, I got my quick blade out, so let's dance, baby. He just hit me for about 10 damage with the mace. And given the amount of... oh, he's berserking now. Well, if he's berserk, I like him to be confused as well, so that he can't use his berserk for anything, and has just as much potential to hit himself as me. That time he hit me for about 20 damage with the same mace, so let's Mephitic him again. And just stab him to death. Oh, look at his pretty little dead face. Sandra I hate. I hate everything about her. If I could remove her from the game, it would make me happier than seeing Sigmund eaten by elves. Not a lot happier, but a little bit. Because she hits you with these curare needles from out of range when you don't know what she is, and then, beats you to death. Do I have poison arrows still? I do. You know what? Let's nail her with some poison arrows. I don't want to deal with that girl anymore. Yeah, early game she will use these curare needles to slow you down and poison you and paralyze you, and then once you're nice and half dead on your feet, she comes there and stabs you repeatedly with her poisonous dagger to make sure that you stay dead off your feet and on your feet. It doesn't matter what I use really, so I'll just go with a stabbing blade here. My good generic damage blade, and it's nice, and it's vorpalized too, so that'll help. As long as I attack my targets while they're confused, I get huge stabbing bonuses to each attack, and gouts of blood fly everywhere. This time I'm gonna butcher one of them though, just because. Like I predicted, I would need the food soon. I'm actually using my magic dart spell to seal some of these kills now, just because I don't want to have to switch to my bow and arrow repeatedly. It's not like I'm training that school or anything. Alright, this guy's going to be a pain in the neck to attack with anything that isn't ranged, so let's use generic arrows on him. Actually, maybe he's more vulnerable to cold. Anyway, whatever. On we go. Floor 16. Here we come. Mephitic for the non-immune targets. Holy Blade for the demon. What the hell is a mod? Not very informative entry, so let's pull up the wiki. Notice how much I lean on the wiki when I start going into the unknown. Mod is a spell-less warrior who is not very dangerous in melee either, but normal speed with poor AC and EV. Well, that's kind of terrible. -5 to magic resist. She's a pathetic creature. Why is she so far in the dungeon? Well, okay, you know, counting my blessings before they chicken, I mean, my chickens before they're blessed, they had. Let's go ahead and kill Maud. She must be Ned Flanders' wife. Yeah, my Mephitic is only somewhat effective here. It's not super effective, but let's do the standard keep away game with my arrows, where I disperse when they get close. That looks like against her, who has no range attack, it would be ideal. Got her. Now, what is a demon blade, and why do I care about it? A terrible weapon forged in the fires of hell. Tell me something I don't know. My understanding is that demon weapons are generally more powerful than their non-demon equivalents, and there are demon weapons of pretty much every variety. Like, if you have a normal sword, you'll have a demon sword. You have a normal blade, you'll have a demon blade. You have a normal everything of a demon counterpart. That said, oops, there's something invisible here. So let's put on my Ring of Sea Invisible and finish it off. Unknown horrors are interesting creatures that can't have no form that you know of, can only be seen if you can see the invisible, and basically they jump around with a speed of like 9 or something, like a ridiculously high speed, and do nothing but harass and kill an unsuspecting target. I have never died to one when I saw them. Okay, that's a Titan throwing bolts of lightning that have hit me, and I'm down to 30 health and running. So I'm just gonna... Oh wow, where'd my blink scroll go? This situation just became a whole lot more serious. I can't very well try and disperse him, because most likely he'll disperse to somewhere nearer rather than farther than me. I can't do an uncontrolled blink because it's 50-50 that I end up adjacent to him. I can walk away from him, but he'll continue to throw rocks at me, and that last rock hit pretty hard. I can't really heal, because I guess I can heal, but 10 health isn't going to help nearly enough to sustain another rock damage, and he'll get closer to me. If I read a Scroll of Fear, there's a good chance he won't get afraid because he's a Titan. I'm going to walk 2 squares more and hope for the best, because if the Vamp Mosquito gets in the way of his shot, like I hoped, yep, then he won't be able to catch me. I don't know if Titans are capable of being confused by Mephitic. I actually don't know anything about Titans. This is my first time dealing with one, but it looks like a Cyclops. Don't bother meffing them. Their HD means there's only a 1 in 11 chance that they will be affected per turn, generally letting them walk out unconfused. Other types of poison are effective. Whatever you choose of disposing for them, make sure it works quickly. They can deal out a lot of damage per turn and don't need a clear line of sight to do so. If you are flying, stop doing so. Strong melee characters can generally take them one-on-one. Conjurers use their most powerful conjurations. As they have only 1 attack, Titans are also relatively easy to overwhelm with reasonable powerful summons. Just make sure to prior to Titans or any other monster forms. Think of extremely dangerous orc priests. Okay, so now we know what we're up against. I vote for running until I have more health. I don't care if this mosquito follows me upstairs, as long as the Titan doesn't. Alrighty. Full health, full mana, and thinking time, most importantly. To kill a Titan, any vulnerabilities worth knowing? No, none. They do resist electricity, they are warm-blooded, they see the invisible. Relatively low HP if you can penetrate their armor. Let's go down a different staircase, because, actually no, I had a decent lead on him here. Let's wield a Vorpal bow for pure damage, and let's unequip my shield for the moment to increase my rate of fire. Not sure that's the wisest decision, considering it will increase the likelihood of being hit, but I'm guessing his to-hit rates are high enough as is that I won't get a block off. Let's quiver my best arrows, which will be my +5s. Well, no, my poison arrows. Other forms of poison are effective, they said, so this should stack more damage and prevent regeneration if I need to run. I can always re-quiver Dispersal, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Running away time. Do I dare risk another shot? Yes, but with Dispersal arrows, because odds are just as good that he'll blink out of my way. Now, I'm at 68 health, assuming that in one shot he can deal massive damage equal to half my health. I'll still escape comfortably. And that's a worst case scenario, so fire again. And again, again, again. Alright, we got rid of the Hill Giant zombie. This guy's still on me. My health is going up, not down, so let's do the same dispersal trick again. Remember that we are leaving the moment my health drops below, let's say when it's in the range of 30. I need to get out of here without question. Failed to disperse. Dispersed, but didn't go anywhere I liked. Dead. The poison definitely helped a lot because it prevented him from ever recovering health. His health only went down, not up, and that meant that even if I had had to run away, he wouldn't have regenerated fully probably by the time I returned. And most importantly, he was taking progressive damage the whole time. Oh wow, a wand of healing. I feel bad I wasted so many charges. Wands of healing are considered some of the best wands in the game. I think they act like heal wounds potions, except that unlike potions, they don't break under pressure. Under pressure. Okay. Nice mephitic sheep are very stabbable. Oh wow, yeah, I'm not poison immune myself because I took off that shield. Gotta remember to put it back on now. The reason I took off my shield was to improve my bow and arrow rate of fire, because until I hit level 15 shields or whatever, it's technically speaking a debuff, and I really wanted to go full out for Baroque against that guy, but I didn't want to use Okuwaru abilities unless I absolutely had to. When you're sick, you don't recover HP, which actually is a really good status effect to inflict on somebody. But when it's inflicted on me, I don't really care very much, unless it somehow gets bad enough that, like has happened here, if you look at my int is below maximum. That's because I was sick and the disease, quote-unquote, took its toll on me and lowered a stat. It's only temporary. You can also remove it with the Potion of Restore abilities. I usually just wait it out, especially if I don't need the stat high for some reason. Strength is the only time that I'll pretty much immediately try and fix it because, well, you guys have seen I'm chronically overweight now, aren't I? So, thus far, we have not found the door to the vaults. We have found some some abnormally dangerous enemies on these floors, in keeping with what I always say, that the lower you go in the dungeon, the more dangerous the enemies get. You know, a centaur that is mephitic is a very easy target for repeated stabbings. Of course, anything that's mephitic is a nice target for repeated stabbings. Like, I just killed an orc knight in 3 hits with a dagger, because, each one of those hits was a mephitic stab. And I just love the blood splatter that they'll do to show that the violence of your attack. These lower level orcs don't even merit a mephitic anymore. The hell is Nergal? A withered sorceress, ugly even by orc standards. It does not look like she's immune to mephitic, for the record, but it's worth looking up. Pretty much no health. An orc sorceress with cold resistance, harmless by the time you encounter her. Capable of draining. That's pretty much it. Nothing worth mentioning, but let's still, give her the benefit of the doubt and mephitic her before going in. You weak, pathetic fool. Okay, since I'm overweight, let's drop the Wand of Confusion. Let's drop Scroll of Amnesia. If I need it, I can come back for it. Drop the Potion of Berserk Rage. I have no intention of... Well, that's actually a really nice escape button. But I can drop the Potion of Levitation. There's a reason I'm carrying the boots, isn't there? I can drop the Potion of Brilliance. Everything else I'll keep. Yeah, so the only real thing about Unseen Horrors is that they have one of the highest move speeds in the game. That's pretty much it. Oh, and they're invisible permanently. So their ridiculously high move speed makes them really, really hard to catch and hit. And their invisibility means that if you don't have some means of detecting that they're there, or, you know, hiding in a corridor and then managing to adjust the fight so that you can beat them up at melee range, they can be extremely irritating. Think a bat that hits twice or 3 times as hard as a bat. So, you know, it's harmless until you find that you're dead because of it. I gotta back away from these guys. It's an unsavory group, at the very least. Repeated stabbing the Orc Knight is my first target. And then we'll work on the... I can work on the Troll at my leisure, quite frankly. It's... Alright, Okuwaru Piety is now back up to maximum, where I like it. I'm gonna save the apricot and eat the next thing I kill. Oh, there's an elf, that's why it's not letting me carve and eat. Okie dokie. It's beginning to look like this floor is also not gonna have the door to the vaults. Just a quick check. The vaults must appear between floor 14 and 19. So, yeah, okay, there's a fair chance that, you know, it won't be for another bit. What I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and stop for now, because I am kind of out of time for today. And when I pick up next time, I'll continue exploring the next floor. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I did pick up another Scroll of Enchant weapon. So between then and now, I will also upgrade all of my +3 arrows into +4 arrows. Because, again, I no longer need accuracy scrolls to play this game well. So, tune in next time when we continue the search for the vaults, and hopefully we'll have a little bit more success than we did now. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.